So I just finished redesigning this area in my backyard. Most of the stuff that I have here, I just found them all over my property. Since we are in quarantine, I cannot really go out there and buy materials. So I just use whatever materials that I have here in my property, except for the plants that I bought few days ago, which I showed them to you to my previous video. So here I instead of me throwing this broken pavers, I put them all over this area. It's kind of like a walk through when someone or when I want to water this plant, since most of these plants are going to get watered manually. I already shut down the sprinkler, since some of my plants that are planted here are um, succulents and I don't want them to get a lot of water. Plus, it's an exercise by me doing a manual water, and I can control as well how much water I can give them. So here I started here with this boulder that I buried and planted plants around it. Most of the plants here are again clippings or came from the other section in my yard. So I have a Kalanchoe there, a Ghosty, Echeveria, a Sea Dragon Echeveria, um, a Fred Ives, and an aloe. And I scattered mini boulders around them to make them look compact, so they can knit together as time passes by when they're growing. Um, these plants that I planted here by the wall, these are the ones that grows, and of course my favorite stick on fire is included there. These are bongavilias. I've seen some videos how they look like, and they would add colors in the yard once this flower. So right now I'm gonna let them bride. I was thinking of removing them, but I couldn't really find anything to replace them for now, so I would let them bride and let them grow and see how they would look like when they mature. And this plant that I have that I put in the pot, I when I got this, it's just a straight, kind of like a twig looking, but over the period of time, it started throwing some leaves, and I like the way it looks like. So I also put it here in the middle of this bongavilias and place that marble big boulder in the middle to make it like an accent. And then here I have this aloe beside this Napoles, Mexican Napoles. Mexican Napoles are actually a lot tougher than the American ones, since as you can see they're a lot thicker and sturdier. I also have an American one which I planted there. Some people they eat this, but I don't know. I'm not into that, since I'm not really a big vegetarian myself. I kind of mix what I eat, a little bit of meat here and a little bit of vegetarian, a little bit of vegetable there. Here, I incorporated the same design that I had for a mini fire pit. I surrounded since I have this bricks and they serve no purpose, so I kind of repurposed them and put them here, and surrounded this Peter Pan plant that I have, and planted an aloe there. This Pan is one of my favorite plants, because once this one blooms, it has this blue white flower stalk, and this would give pop on this yard. This one is a Palo Verde tree. It's about 3 years old, and I planted it here since this area it has a microclimate. Half of it gets morning sun, and half of it gets an afternoon sun. So this one will give a dapple of sunscreen when this one will grow into a mature tree. This one is an Hawaiian hibiscus. It lost some leaves, but right now it started to leaf again. This one I really like. It's like it's a ball of a plant that has some deep purple color, and as you can see, the bees are loving them. I got this very small, and now it's big. It's just the right size. I would probably just keep it the same size like this, and then we'll trim it eventually when it gets bigger. Underneath this palo verde, I have a agave perii. So I put it in the pot since this one gets so big. When it gets big, but it's compact. It's not like Americana where it takes over your whole space. But once this one grows a little bit bigger, I will transfer it somewhere else. So these are the plants that I got last week, and I believe I showed them to you guys as well to my previous video. So I designed them here underneath this tree, kind of looking like a Lorax tree that actually my friend gave me a few years ago. So I planted it here, and may redesign it, and now it's looking spectacular based on the way I see it. So here I continued to put this stepping stones. I can't find my paint. Eventually I would paint them so to make it all look like uniform. This plant I also left this is since this one throws some beautiful flowers as well. They're really white and they're vibrant looking once they grow. Here, this is my fire pit, mini fire pit. I put I planted a cactus barrel there and partner it with that pink, I don't know what you call that plant, but it's really spiky, so I put them together. They're like a companion plants going in there. So going back to this plants that I potted here, I have a Victoria Reginae here. This one is a cactus, but it looks like an agave, so I kind of partner it with them. And that one is a agave potato rum, and then that one is an agave kishikan. And then here, for this pocket of here, I planted some agaves as well, some gold tooth aloe, and I found one echeveria sitting in the corner of my yard, so I picked it and put it in here as well. And then here I also left this flowering plant since it's also adds some beautiful color as an accent to this backyard. And here, for some of you have seen my video, this is the one that I created a few weeks ago. This is actually a magnolia tree, and I planted some succulents and some regular plants on this spot. Since this spot is huge, it took me a while to move it here since I was the only one who moved it. And the plants that I planted there, it's the sunburst, which is my favorite aeonium. I have an aloe there, an echeveria, Swartkopf aeonium, mother of thousands, and I'm not sure what's the name of that plant that's showing some orange color. And here I also put this stepping stone that I found again somewhere in my yard. It doesn't look uniform as far as the color, but later on I will paint them to make them all uniform, since I can't really go out right now to buy material since we are all in quarantine. And I just make the most out of the stuff that I have here around my property. And this one is the um, paver that I found as well. I only found one, and instead of me throwing it away, why not repurpose it, right? So I planted different kinds of plants in there, some aeonium, kiwis, fredives, ghosty, some aloes, crassula, and stick and fire. So isn't this look nice, rather than, and it's now serving a purpose rather than just throwing this away. Now I repurpose it, and it has a good use now. So I also put those stepping stone in that corner, since so I have a plant right there too. It's a I'm not sure what camellia. It's camellia because it likes shade, so I can also access it when I water it. And then here, this is my magnificent aloe Ferox. I put it here as a statement plant when you um, enter this yard. This is the very first plant that you would see. As you can see right now, it's it's showing some spectacular color. It will rain here tomorrow. From what I heard, it's gonna rain hard until next week, and I thought we're done with this rain. I know all of you guys, including myself, are also frustrated about this coronavirus, this pandemic. It's it's really ruining everything, including not just our well-being, but also economically. But there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Nobody has a crystal ball, but nothing stays the same. It makes us more appreciate the little things that we do, the routine, the normal routine that we used to do. Now we would appreciate them more. I'm pretty sure that we will get back on track once this is over. We just need to keep on praying and cooperating what the government or the officials are telling us what to do. And right now we have to be in quarantine to slow down the spread of the virus. And this is how it looks like. I'm really glad that my design ideas, I can make them into reality. It's a hard work. I truly enjoy every bit of it. I've been handling and redesigning and designing some some of the properties of my relatives, but I put a lot of really work on my area, since I want to showcase it, and it gives me pride to myself, since whenever I do stuff for my family, usually it's just for free, or I can just they just expecting me to bring some of my plants and plant them there, or even materials. You know how it is. But I'm not complaining. It's family is family, and family is everything to me. So thank you for watching, guys. I will make some more updates on this once this pandemic is over. I would probably start off by painting all this stepping stone or pavers, at least, even though they're not all the same. By me painting them, they're all gonna look like they're uniform. All right, guys, stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you for watching.